always have to choke to death. And my phone is going off. Hey guys, it's Lynn Van Nui and I'm back with another Storytime video. So this one isn't going to be very lighthearted and fun like some of my other Storytimes. This Storytime actually pisses me the fuck off. This is a story time about a family doctor that I used to have, and he was just a real class act. He was something else. I fucking hated this guy. For as long as I could remember, I had the same family doctor ever since I was really little, and he was like an awesome doctor. He was, I think, Jamaican or something. He had a very thick accent, and I remember a lot of the time my mom had to like translate for me because back when I was younger I wasn't very versed in the world, and it was really hard for me to understand him. And yeah, I had this doctor for forever. I loved him. He was great. When I turned 15 or 16, I'm not quite sure the exact age, I was about 15 or 16, my family doctor had retired and left his practice to his son-in-law, and I fucking hated this guy. My very first appointment that I had with this guy was awful. Like, nothing could ever top this fucking appointment. So, like I said, I was about 15, 16. I was with my boyfriend. We'd been together for a year or two, and he was my, let me count, this is gonna sound really bad. 1, 2, 3, he was my fourth boyfriend, like, you know, real boyfriend, you know, like, we were having sex, okay? So he was my fourth sexual partner, and my mom decided, hey, it's probably time you go and get your first pap done, which is super terrifying when you're 15, 16 and you're getting your first pap done ever. It's still terrifying to me, and I'm fucking 24, okay? So imagine 16-year-old me going for my very first fucking pap smear. So I make the appointment with my doctor. This is the new doctor, which I've never even met before. It was my first time meeting this guy, and I was getting my fucking pap done. I'm terrified. I'm sitting or laying on the bed, I don't remember, and he's going through my chart, going through my medical history, blah blah blah, and you'd think he would have maybe read up on my chart before, but anyway, we'll get more into that in a second. He's reading through my chart and he's going, aren't you a little bit young to be getting a pap? Yeah, probably. I don't know. I was 15, 16 and on my fourth sexual partner, so I guess you could say that. I don't know. Some girls I know had gone for their pap fucking years ago, and my mom got her first pap when she was about 15, so I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I didn't think it was weird. But he was like, yeah, aren't you a little young? And I was like, I don't know. Flipping through my chart, and he's talking to me as he's flipping through my chart, and he's going, well, you better be careful or you might get pregnant. And at this point, I'm flabbergasted, because let me let you in on a little bit of past Lynn. I had already been pregnant. Some of you may not know this, but I was in a very abusive relationship when I was about 12, 13, and I had unwantingly, is that a word? I hadn't planned or wanted to get pregnant. I mean, most girls my age wouldn't, but it was rather forced upon me, if you get where I'm coming from. You know, 13-year-old girl in an abusive relationship ends up getting pregnant. You do the math. So I am flabbergasted and shocked at this point. I don't know what to say, because had he actually read my chart, he would have known that his father-in-law had sent me to a clinic in Toronto to get an abortion. So I'm sitting there fucking dead. Like, I'm shocked that he said this, because first of all, it was very traumatizing to be raped, okay? I was raped and I got pregnant, so that was traumatizing on its own. Getting an abortion was traumatizing. And then having someone say to me, well, be careful or you're gonna get pregnant, and this is coming from someone who's supposed to be my healthcare professional. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm 15, 16, fucking terrified, going for my first pap ever, and you have the audacity to say shit like that to me, and you haven't even read my fucking chart? Like, are you kidding me right now? So I'm fucking just shocked, as I said, and he keeps flipping through my chart, and he's like, oh, you have been pregnant. Well, you better be using protection now. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? Anyway, that was the first part of many incidences I'd had with this fucking doctor. So, secondly, onto my actual pap, and not to like get into detail or anything too much, I guess. I'm 15, 16. I'm a 5'2" skinny little teenager and terrified. And I don't know if being in a sexually abusive relationship had, you know, damaged me in any way, because I specifically remember being with guys after that relationship and it hurting to have sex when it was happening for long periods of time. I'm a very small girl, and he grabs a speculum and, you know, gets it ready. Up it goes, and I am inwardly dying. I'm freaking the fuck out because this is painful. It being my first time, my mom said, oh, it doesn't even hurt. You don't even feel it. You'll be fine. No, 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 no. And it's even worse that this is someone I'm meeting for the first time. I'm already fucking so tense about the conversation we had just had, and this painful contraption is going up my hoo-ha, and then he is like, okay, this is gonna hurt a little bit, and I'm thinking, what? It's already fucking hurting. He's like, I'm just gonna take a little swab, and it felt like he was slicing my innards. And he goes, oh, you're bleeding. What? That was my first trip to this fucking asshole doctor, and I continued to bleed for about 3 days after that. So, you tell me if he was doing his job right. I don't fucking know. So, anytime I had a pap with this guy after this, I kept saying, use your smallest gear, because, you know, the first time you made me bleed, and I'm a very small, compact person. Please use your smallest speculum, and please be very gentle with me. I didn't go to him anytime except for when I needed that done, which is every year, by the way. They actually just recently changed the law, health code, I don't know, where you only actually need to get it done every 3 years, and I'm like, hallelujah, thank the lords. Last year or the year before, I was like, hey, I'm gonna switch doctors because I fucking hate my doctor. I don't want to go to him anymore. Like, he drives me fucking nuts. I just hate him so much with every fiber of my being, and I should probably be with a doctor that I enjoy. So I called the office and I was like, hey, can I get a copy of all my medical records? And she's like, we don't do that here. Excuse me, I went to school to be a medical office assistant. I have the exact same job you fucking have. Don't sit there and tell me that I am not entitled to my own chart, because I am. I know I am. I know my rights as a patient. I am entitled to every single piece of paperwork in that fucking chart that you have on me. That is mine. That is my medical history, and that is mine, and I'm entitled to that if I so choose. And she's like, oh, well, let me talk to your doctor. She's like, I'll call you back. And I'm like, okay. So a week goes by. 2 weeks go by. And then I get fucking fed up, so I call again, and she goes, oh, no, he said we don't release the paperwork. And I'm thinking, I actually told her this time, I'm like, I know my rights as a patient. I know I'm entitled to my chart. And she's like, oh, okay, well, there will probably be a copying fee. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, like, whatever. The fee to get my chart, I think it was 20 bucks. 20 bucks to get a copy of my chart. It was like a whole month process, probably even longer, to actually obtain a copy of my chart. And I mean, theoretically, they could have just sent it to my new family doctor, but I actually wanted a copy of my chart for my own records, and I'm entitled to that. And one of the other things is, before I decided to leave this family doctor and get a new family doctor, I was seeing a therapist at the time, and my therapist suggested to me, maybe you'd like to try some medication. She's like, I can't prescribe you medication because I am only a psychologist. You need to see a psychiatrist in order to get medication. And I'm thinking, okay, I probably maybe should get prescribed something, because I have anxiety, depression, and PTSD, all from being in that abusive relationship that my doctor... So anyway, I go to my family doctor, the asshole, and I say, hey, can you please refer me to a psychiatrist? I think I have depression and anxiety. This was before I realized I had PTSD on top of that. And he goes, I don't think you're depressed. Excuse me? You don't even know me. I'm seeing a therapist. I have notes from my therapist that you didn't even know I was seeing. So I was like, no, please refer me to a psychiatrist. You might not think I'm depressed or have anxiety, but I would like to at least see a psychiatrist to make sure, to see if I am diagnosed with depression and anxiety. And he goes, well, I really don't think you are, but I guess I'll send you for some blood tests because psychiatrists like that kind of thing. Okay, and that was another month process. And end of story. I did go see a psychiatrist and I did get diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and PTSD. And I am on 2 different kinds of medication, technically 3, but I don't take the 3rd one, so. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Tell me down in the comments if you've had any really awful experiences with your doctor or anything like that. I would love to hear about it. Don't forget, I post all my social media pages down in the description box below for you guys to check out, so you can follow me everywhere. You can follow me on Pinterest, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff. And until next Sunday, keep shining. Bye, guys.